Okay, if you open up to page 30D in my packets, it might be a different page in Miss Taylor and Miss Scully's packet, but today we're going to go over percent of change. Now, percent of change is a part to whole proportion. Change is the part, the original is the whole, percent is the part, 100 is the whole. So again, we're still continuing with part to whole ratios and the percent proportion. Now, number 1 says, identify the percent of change. They give us an original amount, they give us a new amount. The first thing we always find out is the change. Now, the change is always the difference between the new and the original. Now, some teachers might tell you always do original minus new, which is fine, but that might give you a negative number. I'm always going to say put the big number first and the smaller number second. And we find out in this case that the change is 49. So our formula says put change over the original. So in this case, we put 49 over 140, and that will equal the percent, which we're trying to find out, over 100. So 49 over 140 equals x over 100. We set up our cross product property equation, so 140x equals 4900. Divide by 140, divide by 140. Sorry, that's a 140. And you use a calculator for this. And when you use a calculator, you get x equals 35. So the answer is this is a 35% change. Now, is this an increase or a decrease? Well, if the price went from 140 to 189, I would say that's an increase of 35%. Now, if you wanted to, you could always say 140, sorry, forgot that. I always think it's easier to say whether it's a percent increase or decrease just by using logic. Did it go up or did it go down? So let's try number 2. We're going to do the difference between 70 and 59.5. I'm going to take 70 and subtract 59.5, and I get 10.5. So my change is 10.5. I put my change over my original, and I set up a proportion that's equal to x over 100. So part is the change, the original is the whole. X is percent change, 100 is the whole. Again, you do the cross product properties rule, say the cross products equal each other, and I get 70x equals 1050. Divide by 70, divide by 70, x equals 15. So this is a 15% change. Let's decide if it's an increase or a decrease. Well, if it went from 70 to 59.5, that's a percent decrease. Okay, so now, can't try these with a partner because you're home alone, socially distancing, but why don't you try 3, 4, and 5 on your own, and when you stop the video, and when you're done, you start it again and see if you got the right answers. Okay, so here are the right answers. For number 3, you do 14 over 35 equals x over 100, and you get 40%. For number 4, you do 42 over 120 equals x over 100, you get 35%. And for number 5, you do 113.9 over 170, and you get 67%. Sorry, I was blocking the increases or decreases. So 3 is a 40% increase, 4 is a 35% decrease, and 5 is a 67% increase.